Oh my god. 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 Oh. Oh. What's up? I'm surviving. I'm surviving. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my god. I am doing okay. What a big win from the Chicago Bears. Absolutely correct. Absolutely right. Right. Oh my god. Oh. I'm still trying to process what I just witnessed. Oh my gosh. Good Lord. We just double check, make sure we're all good and whatnot. Yep, we're up. We're up right now. Check this out. Yes, okay, good. I like to check these, especially since I started scheduling these live streams. I really want to check them out and make sure they actually went live. Oh my god. Guys, I can't believe that. I can't believe what I just watched. A little worried. Just a little bit. Man, I thought that we were about to experience another ridiculous collapse, as we've seen so many times this season. But Caleb Williams, legacy drive. Caleb Williams, legacy drive. He only needed a field goal, got all 6, got the touchdown. I can't believe they won this game. I can't believe they won this game. I can't believe they won this game. The final 2 minutes saw 3 touchdowns. If I'm correct. Actually, let me go ahead and see the timestamps here. I think the first Bengals touchdown in that comeback effort was inside 2 minutes. Yeah. 3 touchdowns in the final 2 minutes of that game. Joe Flacco to Noah Fant. Joe Flacco to Andre Yosivas. Caleb Williams to Colston Loveland. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that game took years off my life. You're getting another live reaction before at the start of the video this week. Again. Unfortunately, you're not going to be getting like the onside kick and everything. You're going to be getting just the touchdown that they let up in the final minute and then the game winner. So that's all you're getting. I gotta flip it. I realized I gotta do that. Hello? Oh my goodness. Okay. Next, Chicago Bears play the Giants. You're right about that. I can't even think about next week right now. I can't even think about next week. Oh. Oh my god. The Bears play the Giants next. But let's talk. Let's try and talk about whatever the hell we just watched. Hi. Oh, hang on. I gotta move. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna flip the no, wrong way. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do that, yeah. So I can kind of sit down and be kind of on this side of the frame when we're doing this. So yeah. If 47-42, man. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Raise your hand. Show of hands. I know it's early in the stream and we don't have a lot of people in here. Raise your hand if you are surprised that this game saw both teams score more than 35 points. Oh, wait, surprised. Raise your hand if you're surprised. I'll wait, because that was not surprising at all. I am surprised, however, that both teams ended up scoring 40 points. I was not expecting it to be that bad defensively for both sides, so there's that. It's unbelievable. Let's go through it. 4 different guys threw the ball for the Chicago Bears today. Who had that on their bingo card? Actually, let me extend this just ever so slightly so you can, get the full extent of that. 4 guys threw the ball. Caleb Williams, Tyson Bagent, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. All 3 other guys only threw it once. But how about the fact that we have a reception touchdown for Caleb Williams to open the game? They led up an opening kickoff touchdown. They score on the next drive with a 4th and goal, double reverse, DJ Moore touchdown pass to Caleb Williams. They open the second quarter with a touchdown pass to Olamide Zaccheaus on a jet sweep, which is still a touchdown pass because he did. That's just kind of how it is, but I'm not sold on Caleb Williams. Wait till we take on a good defense. Bro, if your takeaway from this game is Caleb Williams needs to play better, and he is shut up. The defense was terrible. The special teams was even worse. The guy threw for 280 yards and 3 touchdowns. His completion percentage may be a little bit iffy. I don't care. He didn't turn the ball over. He threw 3 touchdowns and didn't. I'm sorry. He caught a touchdown pass. He ran for 53 yards. If you are not sold on Caleb Williams and talking about, he just played a bad defense, actually shut up, because I'm not going to hear it. If that's your takeaway from this game, not defense needs to play better, special teams was awful, and you're solely focused on the quarterback, you got to reevaluate how you watch football, man. I'm sorry, because there was no way in my mind that Caleb Williams was the reason that we were going to lose this game. He put up 47 points. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. I do not care. It's the worst defense in the league. Guess what? Quarterbacks should be doing this to bad teams. And guess what? He did. Just because we have Caleb Williams at one... Okay, he's not a franchise... He had a great game. Shut up for a couple days. Seriously. The Packers... if you want to talk about the fact that... If you're talking about the quarterback and not about the fact that defense was terrible, special teams was terrible, I don't know how that's your takeaway. I'm sorry. I don't get it. He led the game-winning touchdown drive with under a minute to go. He threw 3 touchdowns while trailing in this ball game. That guy played better when he was trailing. I'm sorry. I can't hear. I will not understand if you're talking about, he needs to play better. He needs to play better. There's no in no world did he need to play better in that game. You know what? You know who needs to play better? Defense and special teams. Rome Odunze needs to not drop the football twice. It wasn't Caleb Williams' fault that this game went down to the wire. That's the bottom line. It was not Caleb Williams' fault that this game went down to the wire. He put up 47 points. I can understand if you're I'm not sold on him being a franchise quarterback, but why are we talking about that after this game? And not anything else? And why are we saying he's got to be better or whatever when he literally just led a touchdown drive to end the game? Yeah, but I get it. I get that you're I'm not sold on Caleb Williams. He needs to do, he needs to do this a couple weeks in a row. But I understand that, but I don't understand. it's fine. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if he ends up, like, I find it so funny how we're talking about, well, he's got to play better. He's got to have this again next week. Why are we just talking about the fact that he just won today? You guys aren't satisfied. You guys aren't satisfied with the win. Like, they won the game of the year. Like, I'm sorry. They won the game of the year in the NFL. And all you're talking about is, well, he's got to have another good game next week. You're not even just happy about the win. I'm sorry. When your first comments are, Caleb Williams I'm not sold on him. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I understand he's under a microscope because he's the first overall pick in the draft where 5 other quarterbacks were taken in the top 12 picks. I get it. But again, 47 points today. Against a terrible defense, yes. 47 points. Doesn't matter. 47 points. Sorry. 280 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, pass rating of 115. And he caught the ball twice for a touchdown. And he ran the ball for 53 yards. I don't want to hear it. We can have this conversation next week if they lose. We can have this conversation next week. But I'm not going to have this conversation today. Because they just won the game of the year, and it was because of Caleb Williams. I'm not giving credit to that defense at all. They let up 42 points. Or, well, they let up 35, but special teams was arguably worse. Caleb Williams is not going to last long in Chicago. That's why I know ball, even though I'm happy with the win. Caleb Williams. He's won. He has led 3 game-winning drives in 6 games. I don't know how you're not sold on him. I don't know. I don't understand, or not necessarily how you're not sold on him. I don't understand how you can come to the conclusion that he's not going to last long. He's led game-winning drives in 3 of his last 6 games. 2 of them were touchdown drives. I don't care what happened the 3.5 quarters before that. When it came down to crunch time, he led a game-winning drive in 3 of his last 6 performances to lead this team to W's, wins. I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it. I hate the fact that I'm even having this conversation right now because guess what? They just won by putting up 47 points. They should have had more. This game should have been over. But, like, again, they were up by 14 points with 2 minutes to play, and Caleb Williams didn't see the ball. And he didn't see the ball. Next time he saw the ball, he was down by a point. I understand it's a bad defense. You can complain about that all you want. I only will complain about this if they lose next week. But, like, I'm not concerned about next week yet. I'm concerned about the fact that they just won this game. Somehow. And Caleb Williams had an absolute dart to Colston Loveland, who turned it up for a touchdown. Because even if Colston Loveland doesn't break away for a touchdown, they're in field goal range. They're in field goal range. Like, they're in position to score regardless. I don't know how you come away from this game thinking, I need to see more from Caleb Williams. I'm sorry. I just will not understand it. I'm sorry, Dylan, but that's just... I find this conversation that we have every week with Caleb Williams so tiresome. Does not matter if he wins or loses. It's, I'm not sold on him. I need to see him do this like 3 games in a row. At some point, a win's a win. Bryce Young won by passing the ball 101 yards for no touchdowns and a pick today. And I don't think anyone in Carolina is going to be questioning whether or not Bryce Young is a franchise quarterback right now because they just went on the road and beat the Packers in Lambeau in a massive upset, being 2 touchdown underdogs. I don't think anyone today is going to be complaining because and questioning whether or not Bryce Young is going to be a franchise quarterback. The team's 5-4. They'd won 5 games last year and 2 games the year prior with Bryce Young. They're already doing better. The Bears have matched their season total in wins with the win today in 8 games. Like, that's not... It's not truth. It's not truth. It is just your opinion. You're not one of the few Bears nans that know ball. Oh my gosh. Stop it. Stop it. Stop with the delusion. It's not truth. The only time it becomes truth is when it actually happens. And I can tell you right now, it's not going to happen. What is your mark? Like, I don't, like, what would you expect out of him next week? 300 yards and 3 touchdowns? Sorry, he didn't even do that today. Doesn't even need, that doesn't, if 300 yards and 3 touchdowns is the benchmark for a good game, or not even good, like, just good, and anything under is average or mediocre or not to my standards, you are having a very bad time watching football, especially as a Bears fan. Like, I'm sorry. I understand we're supposed to have expectations, but if you're a Bears fan and you're expecting your quarterback to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns every game and no picks, how many times has a Bears quarterback actually done that? Not very often. Maybe happens once a year if you have a quarterback that can throw the football a little bit. In Caleb Williams' 2 best games, he's thrown just shy of 300 yards, but I don't care. 4 touchdowns, no picks against Dallas. 3 touchdowns, no picks here against Cincinnati. And he caught a touchdown. 4 total touchdowns. What would that be? 280 yards. Let's see. 280 passing yards with 53 rushing yards and 22 reception yards. That's 355 total yards with 4 total touchdowns. I do not want to hear it. And by all means considered, he threw for more yards last week, and the team put up 16 points. He threw for 285 last week. Like, I don't care. At some point, wins are wins. You just got to be happy with the win, because guess what? We have been some of the most saddest, wannabe miserable fans in the entire league. I hate this fan base so much, because if you're talking about a 47-42 win, and the first thing that you mention is, Caleb Williams needs to be better, I'm not sold. I'm sorry. You're absolutely out of your mind. Because that was an absolutely amazing game from the quarterback. I do not care that his completion percentage isn't where you want it to be. 280 yards, 3 touchdowns is all you need to know. 115 passer rating. Joe Flacco threw 2 picks in the final 3 minutes. That's it. He turned the ball over. He also fumbled the ball. Joe Flacco turned the ball over 3 times. Caleb Williams didn't turn the ball over at all. Like, I'm sorry. I get it. It's a bad defense, and you should be putting up numbers against bad defenses. And he put up numbers. I don't see why we're complaining. I don't understand why we're complaining. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. We just won the game of the year, and yet Bears fans will still find a way to complain. I can't believe this. I can't believe I'm actually listening to this right now. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to make it clear that I'm not going to be crucifying this guy after 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, and a win with 42 points offensively. When your rushing offense is that good, you do not need to take over like that. Like, that's why I didn't understand why people were complaining after they beat the Saints about Caleb Williams. Yeah, it wasn't a great game, but they won by 12 points. And you know what? Caleb Williams didn't need to play out of his mind against that defense when the rushing offense was going for over 200 yards. He needs to have 300 plus against 500 teams to even be entertained as a quarterback. What? Bengals defense gave up. The Bears defense gave up. Like, I could say the exact same thing. You got to play who's in front of you. I'm sorry. Like, he's got to play who he's in front of. If the only definition to a good game and whether or not he can be a franchise quarterback is strictly how many yards he throws, then you're not watching the games in the right way. You're stat watching. That's the bottom line. You're stat watching. Because guess what? Caleb Williams just scored a touchdown starting on his own, 25? What is that final drive? He took it for a touchdown in like 37 seconds, 72 yards. In 37 seconds for a touchdown to win. I don't care how many yards he threw for. That's what I care about. That's what I care about. 4 plays, 72 yards, 37 seconds. And Caleb Williams threw, what was that? Yeah, threw for all of those. No, he threw for the 58 yards and he ran for 14. He was responsible for all the yards on that drive. What more do you want from him? What more do you want from him? What, do you want it to be 80 yards and then you're going to be like, I'll consider it. At some point, you're just nitpicking. And nitpicks are warranted in certain scenarios. But I would nitpick tomorrow. Tuesday. Talk about, hey, we'll look at this rep. Not great. But again, I'm not a coach. I'm just some moron sitting in my room who gets a little bit too excited during Bears games. But, look. Come on. 4 drives in the fourth quarter. 3. We had only 2 drives all game long that didn't go for, that we didn't get across the 50. Touchdown, 12 plays, 73 yards. Touchdown, 11 plays, 74 yards. 3 and out. 11 plays, 59 yards, field goal. 10 plays, 51 yards, missed field goal. That sucks. 12 plays, 77 yards, touchdown right out of the half. Almost 7 minutes off the clock. 6 plays, 74 yards, touchdown. 5 plays, 20 yards, field goal. 2 plays, 56 yards, touchdown. Seriously. How do you complain about an offensive performance like that? Oh, it's against a bad defense. I don't care. Why are we focusing on the fact that he's not, okay, fine. He showed up against a bad defense today, and when he had to have his number called, when his team was trailing, after putting up 41 points, by the way, he went down and scored a touchdown. What? So, I don't understand this because what? Are you just going to be a grump and a grouch all game long because it's a bad defense? What? I don't get it. I seriously don't understand it. You can play in who's in front of you. You play who's in front of you. Going into this season, this was going to be a tough game regardless of who was starting as quarterback and regardless who was on our secondary. Because Joe Flacco threw for 470 yards, a career high. 470 against our defense. Torched them. 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. Was sacked 3 times. And I'm so frustrated that we're talking and having so hard on the quarterback when everyone else on this team should get some sort of credit. We haven't talked about the fact that our backup running back, who was a 7th round pick from Rutgers, ran for 176 yards and 6.8 yards per carry. It's called a balanced attack. Cincinnati was the most one-dimensional team I've ever seen. That was the most one-dimensional game I've ever seen out of a team in my life. 470 passing yards, 440 net, to 46 rushing yards. You can't get more one-dimensional than that. What? I'm genuinely serious. Is this what you want to see every game? 2 receivers with over 100 yards, another 2 over 60. That's a bad defense. That's a bad secondary. And those are 2 of the top 10 receivers in the league right here. Colston Loveland, 6 catches, 118 yards. 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore, 4 catches, 72 yards. Olamide Zaccheaus, 6 catches, 58 yards, and a touchdown. Williams had 2 catches for 22 yards and a touchdown himself. Roger Goodell made a mistake by giving the Bears an easy schedule. They had one of the top 5 hardest schedules going into the season. The Bears' schedule is one of the top 5 hardest. It's not their fault that the Ravens have been one of the most injured teams in the league, and fell to 1-5, and then out of the bye, got healthy, and then the Bengals are playing without Joe Burrow. It's not their fault that they got hurt. Not their fault. Not their fault. Like, I don't understand why you're complaining. Their back half of their schedule is going to be much harder. They've got Philly on Black Friday, and it's the Packers. It's the Browns Week 15. Packers, Niners, Lions. And, oh, by the way, before the Eagles, it's the Steelers and the Vikings. Both two teams who are over 500 right now. Like, this is their, like, the Giants next week is their last gimme game. If you want to consider, you know, any game a gimme game. Next week is a gimme game. They have a gimme game against Cleveland. And other than that, it's 500 teams or better for the rest of the season. It's not Roger Goodell's fault. They didn't have an easy schedule going into the season. Like, I'm not kidding. These last 4 games. Yeah, the Saints was a gimme game going into the season. They went 5-12 last year, but Washington went 12-5 last year. Baltimore went, what was it, 13-4? Was that what they went last year? Baltimore went 12-5 last year. Washington went 12-5 last year. The Bengals went 9-8 last year. Those were 3 teams that went over 500 last year, but have had, for a variety of issues, some injuries at quarterback. Lamar Jackson came back after they played the Bears, and the Bears played Jaden Daniels. They played Jaden Daniels and beat him. Jaden Daniels fumbled that game away, and Caleb Williams led the game-winning drive. And it's like, they can't control that Joe Flacco is out of this game. Or, excuse me, Joe Burrow's out of this game. I'm sorry that you will live such a miserable life as a sports fan that you can't even just, you only can, like, exhale and celebrate in, like, the biggest moments. You can't just take the small victories. Even in saying that this is a small victory is downplaying the magnitude of this game a lot. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know the last time the Bears scored 47 points. The Bears' offense scored 47 points. 47. I'm sorry. I'm done having this conversation. Caleb Williams is going to be fine. He's going to have struggles. Again, fourth offensive coordinator in a year and a half. Halfway through his first year with his second head coach. Or actually, no, his third head coach. I'm going to give him a little bit of slack here. I'm not going to say that we should cut him a year and a half into his career. That is just ridiculous. That is way too much draft capital to invest to cut him. Anyways, let's talk about anyone else on this team besides Caleb Williams. I'm not ignoring that. Kyle Monangai, 26 carries, 176 yards. $6.8 a carry. That guy was on fire. And by the way, can we talk about this trick play? This was a great, really well designed. DJ Moore, it's such an easy pass. Caleb Williams has caught a touchdown. Caleb Williams has more reception touchdowns than Matthew Golden this year. Like, I'm going to spend the rest of this thing gassing up this guy because this is ridiculous. We're talking about he should be celebrating in the locker room. All right. Keep being a hater. Keep being a hater. All right? Keep being a hater because that was a phenomenal performance from Caleb Williams. I don't care if it was against a bad defense. Again, I had people say this a lot online about their victories against the Panthers and Jaguars last year. It's like, okay, it's a bad team. I don't care. Shouldn't a good team beat bad teams? Shouldn't a good offense put up 500 yards against bad defenses? You know? Bears made the right pick with Loveland. And they showed a graphic in the game comparing Loveland and Warren and their stats. And I thought it was not necessarily in bad taste, but, you know, there's some factual evidence. It's like, okay, Tyler Warren has been much more of a focal point in their offense. He has gotten more targets, more catches, more touchdowns, more everything. I think Colston Loveland, when he was drafted, everyone also was saying, the analysts, a lot of analysts were saying, he's a scheme fit. Scheme fit for Ben Johnson. I absolutely agree. I think Ben Johnson liked Colston Loveland's ability as a blocker and basically every other aspect of being a tandem besides catching and touchdowns and being a receiver. He liked what he brought to the game as a blocker. And I think that that's really important. And he showed, there were a couple of really nice blocks Colston Loveland had. Look back at the Britton Brown touchdown. They had Durham Smythe, Colston Loveland, and Rome Odunze out left of the formation. And all three, great blocks, Springs Brown for a touchdown. Colston Loveland, 6 catches, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Both thrown by Caleb Williams. Oh, yeah, I like this. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? What is this? I know it's like garbage. What is this? What is this? But, like, again, why do we need our quarterback to throw over 400 yards when our running back is doing this on every other play? That's an angry run. Oh, hi. Oh, she wants out. Everyone say hi to... Oh, no, my camera just shut off. Sorry, guys. Ah, it's not the right position. Hang on. I want you guys to say hi to my cat. It's not mine, it's my sister's cat, but she's living in the house. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Alright, sorry guys. My camera just decided to not cooperate. Hey. Oh, there we go. You can see her right over here. That's my cat. Or not my cat, that's the cat that lives in my house. Say hi. She wants to get out, so I'm going to let her out. Yeah, adjust this a little bit for this. Alright, girl, let's get out. When do you want out? Come on out. Fitting the Halloween vibes of the black cat, right? Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, Kyle Monungai, beast mode today. I absolutely loved what I saw from Kyle Monungai. That guy was phenomenal. Oh, great, it just shut off again. He was playing out of his mind. That was great. That was absolutely great. And then I just saw a Mercedes Lewis jump scare today. You know, we had him for a couple of years. I didn't even know he got signed by the Broncos. Guy was drafted in 2006. I was 4 years old when he was drafted. Like, I'm sorry, guys, as well. Like, this was just atrocious. But yeah, letting up this touchdown is Caleb Williams' fault. Letting up this touchdown is Caleb Williams' fault. He should be out there picking that pass off. It's how some of these people really sound. Seriously. Third down and 6. Third down and goal from the 6. Decisive. Right over the middle. Wide. You can't see in the frame. Wide open. Great throw. What you expect out of a guy like him. But that's exactly what you expect. And he should make that throw. And he absolutely did. It was perfect. Right on the money. Touchdown. But again, here's the playing question that I was talking about. The Britton Brown touchdown run. Colston Loveland is right here. He is right here. Odunze's right here. That's Durham Smythe. Great chip block. Forced these two players outside. Odunze upfield a little bit more. And they all do a great job pushing defenders away. Brown breaks through and he slips by a tackle and stretches. Touchdown. That's it right there. But also, to everyone out there who really wanted Tyson Bagent to play more, you got your wish. Tyson Bagent threw a pass back to the guy that everyone in this fan base apparently hates, Caleb Williams. And he took it for 20 yards. 2 receptions. That's the most ever by a Bears quarterback. I mean, it's a weird stat, but, you know. But look at that's a halftime. That's a halftime. Caleb Williams had a triple-double. This is a great way to phrase it. Triple-double. 200 yards passing. 3 rushing. 30 rushing. 20 receiving. Look at this. 576 total yards of offense. 8 for 15 on third down. Could be better, but I'm not going to complain. They won. Not going to complain about that till tomorrow. Got to clean up some penalties as well. Though the Bengals did have a lot of bad penalties, especially in the first half. And the thing is, the Bears did a good job capitalizing off of second opportunities. When the Bengals gave them extra opportunities and gave them second chances, they capitalized. Let's see. This is what I was looking for. Rushing today. Kyle Monungai ran more. What is that? Panthers, Niners, Vikings, Chargers, Giants, Patriots, Packers, Broncos, Titans, Texans, Falcons, Lions, Colts, Steelers, and the Bengals as well. That's half the league. Kyle Monungai ran for more yards in this game than half the league. I think we found a breakout game, and this is a huge performance from a 7th-round pick. I was so happy. Kyle Monungai was going to get a chance to start, while I thought Swift had a nice rebound after a really, really bad start. Kyle Monungai was like, dude, this guy's a downhill runner. He just doesn't go down. And he did not go down at all. He did not go down at all. It's great. Great work from Kyle Monungai. Speaking of Kyle Monungai, here's his best run of the day. Carried up. Just the way that he cuts and just barrels through. Like, and even after contact, he probably got another 5 yards. I mean, it's insane. And he got 3 catches as well. 355 total yards, 4 total touchdowns, no turnovers, and a game-winning drive. He's on fire. On fire today. Let's see what Colston Love has to say.
Hey, bear down. You know it.
Bear down. All right. Hopefully I don't get flagged by CBS. Don't flag me. I'm going to run the interview with Caleb and Colston. All right. We're going to watch together.
He said he wants to be a safety blanket for you. How do you do right there?
That's what he is. I just said it to him, man. We drafted him for a reason. To make plays like that in the big moments. I know these guys believe in me in those moments, and all I have to do is go out there and deliver them a good ball, and they go break tackles and go win us the ball game.
And the biggest of moments, what did your quarterback say in the huddle?
Just be poised. He's like, come on, boys. We control. Like, we're built for this. You know what I'm saying? Don't do anything dumb. Stay on track. Be us. You know what I mean? Deliver the ball. And luckily, we should have came out a little easier, but we got it done, and the dub's a dub. So
we're built for this. 8 lead changes back and forth. Is that what this team is?
Yeah, absolutely. I've said it in multiple games now. This has been the only way that we really haven't won. And that's an explosive offense over there. They got great guys on all sides of the ball, obviously, kickoff returns, punt, all of those things. And so this is the one way, like I said, that we haven't won was a shootout. We wanted to prove it to the world, wanted to prove it to everybody, wanted to prove it to ourselves. Most importantly, we come out with the win we did today.
You think the Chicago fans will be a little quieter on your quarterback now?
yeah, come on, man. It only fuels him. So whatever they do, it's only going to fuel him. But no, we appreciate the support. They showed out today, and yeah, go bear down.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
I've never seen a fan base more pissed off at their quarterback when he's 5-3 this season. I'm sorry. I've never seen a fan base more mad at their quarterback. They're 5-3. Yeah, first pick in the draft. Colston Loveland for us. 6 receptions, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. Our last pick of the draft. Common young guy, 29 touches, 26 carries, 3 catches, 198 total scrimmage yards. Sorry. That's a good performance. I don't care who it's against. It's a good performance. I'm just listening. My parents have been watching the game late and delayed. They just got to the Colston Loveland touchdown pass. Wow. Oh, wait. Whoa. Cam Little just drilled a 68-yard field goal? No way. Oh, my gosh. Cam Little just booted a 68-yard field goal. That's the new record. All time. It was going to happen this year. I had a feeling it was going to happen. It didn't matter who it was. It was...
Yards away. It's up the...
He's kicking this thing from the 40, their own 42.
68 yards away. It's up there. It's out there. And it's good. It's good from 68.
Oh my gosh. That was one of the most ridiculous games I've ever seen in my entire life, guys. I cannot believe this. I can't believe what I just watched, man. That was so awesome. You know, sometimes when... Oh, how about... Oh, here's a nice one. Here's a nice little thing I just saw. Caleb Williams is the first player in NFL history to have multiple passing touchdowns, multiple receptions, and a receiving touchdown in a single game. No one in the history of the league has done that. Wow. I'm sorry. I honestly feel sorry for you, Dylan. I actually am convinced you'll never be happy. Because you can't, I cannot believe that you're talking about, like seriously. The guy was special today. I don't know how you're not happy with 355 total yards, 4 touchdowns, and the win. Take the defense out of it. You just, it's, as a flat stat line, that is elite. That is elite. I don't need to see it against a bottom 2 defense to prove that he is, you know, I don't need to see that. If we want to compare, I have not once in his career seen Caleb Williams make a throw like this. I don't know what the hell Jordan Love was thinking here. Why he threw this ball is beyond me. On 4th down a score in the red zone, why are we throwing that to the end zone where no one is there? I have not seen Caleb Williams make a throw that bad. Ever. Yeah. Give more reps to Colston Lovell, man. He was great. He was great today. We need to see another... We need to see something change in the special teams game. I think we need to see Richard Hightower go, because that special teams performance was abhorrent. That was what? They let up a kickoff return for a touchdown, and they allowed an onside kick. Like, that's bad. That's bad enough. That's awful. And they were letting them return pretty well every game. Like, I don't know, man. It's bad. That offense was... That special teams unit was bad. What more do you need to see? 585 total yards. 30 first downs. 4 for 6 in the red zone. That was unreal. That was amazing. I am so proud of this team for getting a win in a game that they nearly threw away. Like, again, it shouldn't get to that situation. But at the same time, I need to see this team win games that they have historically lost every single time. When was the last time they won a shootout like this? Just like, when was the last time they won a really ugly game where there was a lot to improve on offensively, but they still ended up winning? Like, there have been so many games this year where the Bears arguably should have lost, but they didn't. They won. That previous teams this decade would have lost. They wouldn't have won this game with Justin Fields. They wouldn't have won this game with Mitch Trubisky. They wouldn't have won this game with Matt Nagy. They wouldn't have won this game with Matt Eberflus. They were going to win this game with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. That's the difference. That's the culture shift. That's the difference. Let me see. Is there a... Let's see. I'm very pleased. The pick six should have ended it with Edmonds, but, you know, it was like fingertips from Chase Brown, kept the ball from being returned for a touchdown, and then guess what? The Bengals end up taking the lead, man. That's unbelievable. Let's see. Total yards per game. This season, as it stands right now, the Bears are 4th in the league in total yards per game, with 378 offensive yards per game. 144 rushing yards per game. Plus 13 turnover differential. Guys, this is amazing. We've been dreaming for an offensive team like this. I don't know if this is updated for today. I don't know if this is updated for today, if they update this throughout the week or you know. But that was awesome. All right, I don't have access to film room. That sucks. But I mean, I am so shocked they won this shootout. I knew it was going to be a shootout today because the Bears defense has absolutely sucked. They've sucked for the last couple weeks with their top 3 corners out. Or excuse me, their top 2 corners out. Yeah. 500 yeah. Like, I'm sorry. 576 total offense in one game by the Chicago Bears. This guy came through in the clutch yet again. 4 game-winning drives in his last 8 starts. 4 of them. Are there things that he needs to improve on? Absolutely. Everyone needs to improve. There's definitely things to do that. But I'm not a coach. I'm not that Debbie Downer that tries to find a negative and a positive. I'm taking what I get. This team rules. This team rules. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. I am just... And all 47 points were from the offense. They didn't need special teams. They didn't need defense. When was the last time the Bears scored 40 points? If anyone has any other final thought? This has probably been the last time I'll talk about this. Or I'll do before we stop streaming here, because I gotta get this reaction video going. Let's see. These are the last. Oh yeah, here we go. Plenty of times. Last 25 times the Bears scored 40 or more points. Where is it? Here we go. Today, 4 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 6 total offensive touchdowns. 4 total touchdowns from the offense 2 years ago against the Commanders. The last time they scored 47 or more was when Mitch Trubisky threw for 6 touchdowns against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that's the last time the Bears scored 6 touchdowns in the game. Yeah, that has to be, because 6 touchdowns is 42 points. That's the last time the Bears scored 6 touchdowns offensively in a game as well. The last time they scored 50 was against the Titans in 2012, but they only had 4 offensive touchdowns. 2 defensive touchdowns as well. I remember that game. That's the Peanut Punch game. Like, yeah. Look at these games. Like, this is the first time it feels like the offense was the entire reason the Bears won this game. If this offense was not going to keep up with the Bengals offense, it was over. Game, set, bye. Game over. That's what I knew was going to be the difference in this game, is if the Bears offense could keep up with the Bengals offense. And it was against a defense that they very much could have done that against. I'm going to celebrate this, man. They have been winning games in ways that we would have won. Like, I'm being serious when it felt like the last 4 or 5 years, they would have to win games by winning by 2 scores in the final minute and had the football. And that's when you could exhale. Like, it felt like that team, if it was close, they were losing every single time. They just had they could not win 1-score games to save their lives the last half decade. They have won 4 1-score games this year. Or no, 3, sorry. They've won 3 1-score games this year out of their 5. 3 of them have been 1-score games. They are now 3-1 in 1-score games this season. That's a winning formula. A winning formula. Winning games, winning tight games is a formula for success. I'm happy. You should be happy with a win here. But I know not everyone is always just happy to get a win. They just find ways to complain still. Kind of ridiculous how we're kind of talking about this, but still, again, genuinely had everything. This is a great way to recap it. Bengals had a return touchdown to start the game. Caleb Williams had a receiving touchdown. T. Higgins had one of the craziest touchdown catches I've seen this year. A rookie running back making his first career start ran for 176 yards. Zach Taylor had a challenge that took the team literally added 6 points on the board for the Bears. Tyson Bagent threw a pass to Caleb Williams. Edmonds had a game-stealing pick 6, called back. Joe Flacco, who is 40 years old, threw for 470 yards. They scored 15 points in the final minute, and in under a minute. And then Colston Loveland had a 58-yard touchdown to win the game. I mean, seriously. What more can you ask? That game was unbelievable. And I'm so happy they won one of these absolute thrillers. Because that was amazing. Big W's for the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams won this game. And he went down and led a game-winning drive again. The guy's got a clutch gene. I don't care what you think about the other 3.5 quarters. He had a game-winning drive for a touchdown. And the team hung on to win 47-42. Oh my gosh. I'm going to try and gather up. Oh, here's this. Here's this. Yeah. Caleb Williams is the second player ever, it looks like. Let's see here. Ever to have 250 passing yards, 3+ passing touchdowns, and 1 receiving touchdown in a game. Ever. The only other guy to do it, Nick Foles in the Super Bowl. I don't care who they played. That stat line, the fact that Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, these otherworldly, legacy-defining, generational-defining quarterbacks haven't put up those stat lines in a game accidentally, even against the worst teams ever. Beyond me. Gotta give credit where credit is due to this team to find a way to get a win. What a game, what a finish, what a team. I am very happy with how this team is playing. I do not care who they play. Wins are wins. You go out and win football games against teams you should beat. That's the bottom line. And they did today. So, Bears win 47-42. Thank you all for tuning into this live stream and chatting it up with me, firing me up a little bit. Because I will defend my quarterback until I can't do it anymore. Because guess what? I defended Justin Fields until I couldn't no longer, about halfway through his 3rd season. And he still couldn't throw, still struggled to throw for 200 yards a game. Caleb Williams, on average, is throwing for over 200 yards a game this season. He's had one game where he's thrown for under 200 yards. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you around. Reaction video should come out here shortly. I'll try to gather my thoughts. Hopefully, dude, I think we're in for another 30-minute reaction video. And, yeah, that's going to be the way it is. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you around. Have a good one. Bear down, baby. They won. They won. They won. Stop complaining, you grouches. You grouches. Stop complaining so damn much. Oh my God.